get in this that stream is live.
Hello, everybody. We have a fabulous, fascinating topic today. I let everybody join, so let's benefit for a couple of more minutes of hellos, of people taking their coffee, of people installing in front of their screens, of people preparing to listen to fascinating topic, and then we will start. Before we start, I would first like to present Gokhan. If by any chance you don't know him yet, let me tell you one anecdote. Yesterday, I was having, not yesterday, pardon, last week, I was having a workshop on digital trust framework given by Mark Thomas, well renowned guy from US, Isaka, US. And I came to say hello, and I told him that I would be moderating this fascinating event. And then he said, "Wow, you know Gokhan, this guy never stops. He knows everything." So now let me present you Gokhan, the expert of the largest number of Isaka frameworks, also capable to bring them to your knowledge and to your understanding with the most human language. Let's welcome Gokhan.
Thank you, Tanya. Thank you for introduction. I am Gokhan Polat. I am here as a representative of Averest. Averest is the accredited training center of ISACA, and we are now presenting with the help of Tanya. I am there as a strategy and business development lead. I am also providing trainings on APM accredited trainings for COBIT, CISA series system, and a bunch of other trainings. And thank you for Mark Thomas, because thanks to him, I love to be part of. He taught with his, webinars, with his YouTube videos, with his writings. I love COBIT and be part of this community. So I again sent him my salutes. Okay, Tanya, and
Will
now I will.
definitely pass the message. Could you probably briefly introduce how come that you became interested into COBIT framework? On top of just saying that you were fascinated after the videos of Mark Thomas, what brought you to loving this framework?
Okay, I have been in this sector for a long time. I started my career in Turkish armed forces, and I then started position at Young Turkey, Sabancı Dex. In this, these are providing some consultants, and I saw a problem in organizations we are helping. Try to get the part of digital transformation, but it is not easy. It was not easy to be part of this transformation. They were looking for a strong guidance. And after I met with COBIT, I realized COBIT is providing a strong guidance in digital transformation. It helps you understand business processes, and it also helps you to align IT related issues, IT with business units, because nowadays, as in modern business ecosystem, you will not able to conduct your business processes without having a strong IT infrastructure, and many companies have struggling to have a concrete guideline or path for embedding technology in their businesses, and COBIT provides this. So after I realized this, I stick to the COBIT.
I can totally understand that. Indeed, we need a strong framework which would be yet very adaptable to the business needs. So I totally get you on this page, but I've heard a couple of buzzwords. So let's probably start with the definition. First of all, let's say yes.
May I introduce, may I have small introduction about Averest, Tanya?
Yes, please do.
So thank you. Averest is a training and career development provider in EMEA region. We are the partner of ISACA. We are also partner of other some of other knowledge centers for the technology oriented certifications, and we have offices in London, Istanbul, and Doha. And at the end of this year, I guess we will be in Riyadh and Barcelona, I hope. We are providing lots of trainings in technology oriented issues. We are also providing strategy and business. We started also providing business and strategy oriented trainings too. I have a strong good teams, and today I am also representing Everest, a part of Everest.
Let
So
me ask you one question regarding Averest. Tell me how many certifications you are covering altogether in trainings.
in Everest,
Yes.
we have providing the certifications, also almost all certifications of ISACA, People Cert, Cloud Security Alliance, PMI. We are on the we are waiting for IAPP. We are waiting for
Okay.
we are also on the way of becoming the partner of IAPP, and we are partner of CompTIA, and we have almost 100 certifications in these are in technology area. We are also creating our own training contents like blockchain, AI, governance with our strong partners. For example, we are partnering with an organization, Guri. They are providing infrastructure, blockchain infrastructure for Turkish banking sector. We are cooperating with the university in AI governance. They are very strong in this area. So we are also looking for new partners all over the world, because we believe that with the partnership we can increase, and we can increase our knowledge and reach more people to help them to upgrade themselves.
I suddenly feel like I should apply, but this is not exactly the message that I would like outline. What I would like to outline is whatever is my need within the IT frameworks. 80% probability that I can be served by Everest. And that is, I think, a great thing. You can have almost one stop shop for all the security certifications.
That's very true. Thank you, Tanya.
Okay, but now, if you allow, let me tell you one story that I have experienced around 1 year ago. I was in my quality of vice president of ISACA Belgian chapter, and people were reaching out to me asking all the same question. You are positioning you as a Saka yourself as digital trust provider, but what it is digital trust? And we have as Isaka the official definition, which is very comprehensive. What I would like you to ask, what is your definition of digital trust?
Okay, digital trust. Isaka, when I was at Ernst Young, I remember we started providing some services about trust. It was trust by design, because we believe that when I was at Ernst Young, we believe that trust is a competitive advantage. It provides competitive advantage for the companies. Without trust as an individual, we will not work with another. We will not speak maybe, or we will not make a relationship with others without trust. And it is also true for our modern life. And I will change my presentation to go. I will now stakeholders expectations of stakeholders are changing. The business style is changing. The markets are changing. So we should be part of this change. I mean, it is very hard for us. It is very hard to catch this change because the pace of change is getting faster. But if you cannot be part of this change, and if you realize that your competitors already upgraded themselves to part of this change, it will be very dramatic for you. So maybe we should take some guidance for us. And I guess the client, the consumer's expectation is perfect for this definition. So clients want to trust or wants a trustable relationship with their partners in their partnerships. Here we see you can see, Tanya, right, the slide.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yes.
Yes, I can see it, and
The,
I guess everybody can see it as well.
there are some surveys about this topic. Consumers may love to have some services or some products, but if they believe that a company cannot protect their personal data, they think that they will give up to work with this company, or they will give up to buy the services or products of this company. This is very important because maybe 15 years, 20 years before, no one cared about their data, but it is now the part of our identity. And if we believe somebody cannot protect our identity, the part of identity, they lose their trust against that company. So trust is important. And for example, 1 week before, I was at an event and I asked people what they understand from trust. I received lots of different kind of lots of different replies, and they generally focus on quality, transparency, ethics, and data protection. And as we see here in ISACA definition, as you mentioned, ISACA focus on, sorry for the some I guess there is some mistakes. ISACA focus on or declare their digital trust definition, and in this definition, they also focus on 6 components of trust: quality, ethics and integrity, availability, security and privacy, transparency, honesty and stable and resiliency. I guess if you ask me about the trust or digital trust, I would again make a definition very close to this. For if I believe a company will produce, if a company will provide me what they promise, it is reflection of the trust. If I am not sure about the quality, it diminishes the trust expectation of Gokhan or other customers. Or for example, if I call a banking organization, because we are doing lots of things in mobile now, and if I cannot reach human or customer relations, it will also diminish my understanding of trust. So to make a definition is hard, but with using this component, it will easy for us to make a definition. So the quality, the ethics, because how they behave, how the companies behave, their stakeholders, not even just customers, for their, for example, employees. If sorry,
I
please
would
go on.
like to revert on that one because we're suddenly going beyond just customers. And what I would like you to do is to uh, give your understanding of the word interactions and transactions, which is in that definition, and introduce the digital ecosystem and how you understand it.
As you see on our slide, now digital ecosystem include lots of items like applications, services, data analytics, infrastructure, technology, users, and stakeholders. But it is not just, we cannot define our digital ecosystem with just with these items. We need more. Digital when I hear about digital ecosystem, I thing for my stakeholders, my clients, customers, because we are all part of this ecosystem. These applications help us to connect each other. We make sharings through the data, and we make insights with the help of data analytics. With the technology, we can change our channels to reach the markets or provide our products, or how can we deliver these products, and key sources also changing with the use of technology. And I also want to show you a definition from Tania. During our preparation, Tania also make her own definition about digital ecosystem, and we like it. And she also created this. And now I ask you, Tania, what is your definition about digital ecosystem?
It is a sort of a universe, or you may take a look at it as an onion because there are actually several layers. Let's imagine we take your example with the bank. When I am using banking services, I am not only providing my trust to that bank, I might just as well automatically provide trust to the Swift network. I might just as well automatically provide trust to the data center. I might just as well provide trust to the telecom lines. I might just as well provide trust without knowing that to another bank if that bank serves the back office for my bank. And that happens a lot, that certain business units of one bank are actually serviced by some other entities. So, what I would like to bring as a message with that absolutely round representation, round from all sides, is that you may have a business unit and a company that you're trusting, but you should also provide trust to network connectivity. And there is also a layer of governments and regulations in some point of time, especially within the European of European setting, we got accustomed that clients are protected. But there is a layer of trust provided by governments and regulations
Yeah.
all over the European landscape. But then we also need to be able to provide trust to some other service providers, and so on and so forth. Treat it as a little onion. There are several layers, and you need to be able to not only understand but manage all those layers and intersections to be able to make sure that at some point of time your customers will not turn your head to you.
Okay, thank you. By the way, this design is perfect, so I love it. Thank you for this design, Tanya. And
My
do you have
pleasure.
any questions about COBIT, or I start by myself?
Oh, I have a lot of questions about COBIT. I would like, as usual, to uh, start with a joke because when you are writing COBIT 4 years past COVID now, some auto translates still change it for COVID. I like our version best. It is very helpful. But nevertheless, just because we have got the definition and the understanding of what is digital trust and what is the ecosystem, we understood what do we need to provide and what is the context that we're functioning. Now the question is, how do we provide it, and why do you believe that COBIT can help us?
Okay, it depends on my one of experience. Once I was working for a blockchain technology firm as enterprise director of enterprise risk management, and during my position, I was asked to create a uh, strong assurance environment. So I started to work on it. So first I organized internal audits, internal control functions, risk management function, KYC, AML function, fraud prevention function, and at the end, I also I created the cyber governance function, because without this assurance function, I did not believe that I will able to create a strong environment which will protect our assets, our customers, customers' trust. I was thinking about it, so I was after I made my plan, I was looking for a framework, because it will be easy for me to create this environment with the help of a benchmarking framework. So I first start with COSO ERM and COSO internal control framework. It helped me a lot, but it is a little bit high level. It did not help me in technology side, and I need some cybersecurity issues. So I need to fix some cybersecurity issues. So I look for this cybersecurity framework. It helped me a lot about creating a cyber governance function, but I need more. So I applied my love, COBIT. So with the help of
Yes.
COBIT, I started to coordinate all these assurance function together to create a strong environment of trust. And at that moment, I also met with digital trust concept of ISACA. And to learn more about digital trust, I read a lot. I watched the videos, but I also start to write about it, because I believe writing about something helps you to learn more about a topic. And after a while, I saw COBIT already have some strong mechanisms to create a digital trust environment in the organization, because first, it helps us to align information and technology with business goals. Why it is important? Because uh, digital trust is not just related with, it's my understanding, with customers. It is all about relation with all stakeholders. We have internal stakeholders, external stakeholders. Internal stakeholders like senior management, unit managers, IT departments, legal, even marketing or other business departments. If we have strong trust environment in the company, it will be easy to create good products, to learn efficiently.
So,
So
so by this,
okay,
you would like to say that not only it is providing digital trust outside of the company, but it is going inside out. So first you are building your
yes,
digital trust within, and then you go beyond up to or the external world.
because yes, this very true. In any enterprise, we are doing lots of transactions, right? We are
Yes.
using data, we are using technology. Sometimes people has some confusion, or some uh, uh, they afraid to use data, use applications, or send or share some applications with others, because they have some doubts about what is happening in the technology. So if we can create a strong digital trust environment, the people in their transactions will be more relaxed, and uh, it will increase our speed, and so I pay attention about this, and I made webinars in the company. I made some awareness sessions, and the help of COBIT, I managed to connect IT people with business people. For example, in a campaign, a marketing people were about to start a campaign, and in this campaign, the clients will able to buy, or as a client of my company, you will able to go and buy or take one of cake, for example, from a cake house without paying money, because my company, according to this campaign, will share clients information with this stores, and you will able to have your gift without paying
Yes.
any money. But
Okay.
this there is a good intention about it, but there is some problems because you cannot share your client's data without their permission, right? So
Yes, true.
thanks to these our strong relationship connection, this environment, we help them to make this campaign more secure with protecting our customer data. This is a small a basic example about the positive results of this digital trust environment in the company. Before there was not a strong connection with IT, security, and business people, but because of this environment, they communicated very efficiently. As you see in this slide, we see
Yes.
COBIT core model. There are 40 governance and management objectives in this core model. But the main thing COBIT now tells us, I can align I-10 business goals. It will help us to manage IT projects according to supporting with business goal, business objectives. Provide stakeholder value. We have different stakeholders, as I mentioned. We have inner stakeholders, outer stakeholders, external stakeholders. We can support their benefits with the help of this kind of governance system. It is holistic approach. It doesn't not focus on IT. It focuses on each department or each function or processes which uses information and technology.
I
It
would
can be
like
marketing.
to especially
Sorry.
highlight that. Thank you for giving me a word, because you cannot create the culture of trust within the company if you don't make people speaking the same language. But actually, what
That's very
happens,
true.
what
That's
what
very true.
happens with the COBIT framework is that it doesn't make people speak any language. It brings one single language that everybody
Perfect.
already has. And this is a language of objectives. If I would have worked in a company, and I had worked in a company in the beginning of my career, somebody comes to me and tells me, look, you might not reach your objectives. I'm all ears. He doesn't need to pitch any longer. I'm listening to him very attentively. And this is, in my opinion, one of the major advantages of this framework is that it already speaks the language that everybody else speaks.
It's perfect, Tanya. It's perfect because it summarizes everything on this page. Yes, perfect. Communication. It helps. It increase our communication. And the very first thing I did in that company, I provided lots of IT risk trainings for software developers and technical people to explain the business effects of IT risk. After that, it increases communication, and as you see, there are other kind of principles of COBIT which help to create some strong trust environment in a company. Now, tailored enterprise needs. Every department has different kind of needs. So with the help of COBIT, you can touch these needs and satisfy these needs according to our policies, uh, vision, mission of the company. It helps us to create end-to-end governance system. You can tailor it according to your needs. So with the help of COBIT, we can also satisfy the needs of modern business environment because, as you know, ISACA announced a new framework, new approach about digital trust environment framework. And I had some notes here, as you see. Uh, Ricardo made an thank you
Yes.
for Ricardo. Yes, and it announced at the beginning of this month the DTF, the Digital Trust Ecosystem Framework. When I read this ecosystem, I love it. By the way, I love this idea. as I mentioned, maybe because of my English, I couldn't explain my feelings very efficiently, but I love the concept of digital trust. And I love the documentation of ISACA, which explains how we can create a digital trust environment with stakeholders. And when I read the latest documentation, I noticed that COBIT and CMMI and is mentioned about as frameworks or guidelines which will help us to create digital trust in organizations. Here we see some other kind of frameworks like COSO, CCM, Cloud Control Metrics, NIST Cybersecurity from
Yes.
ISO certifications, ITIL. These also help us to touch some points of trust. But COBIT and CMMI, but we are now focusing on COBIT. COBIT covers almost every part of this approach, because with COBIT you can design a tailored approach for your organization. I will explain in the following slides. With COBIT you can also have a guide to implement the tailored, trustable governance system for your organization. And I
I
will
have
stop.
a difficult question to you, very tricky one. Now, what happens is that we have a fresh, brand new, beautifully packaged new framework, which is Digital Trust framework. And suddenly, here are we two, both of us, talking. Well, actually, for Digital Trust, you can use COBIT. How can you explain that we can still use COBIT along the lines or instead of the new digital trust framework?
Okay. Uh, for example, I will explain. Here we see COBIT is one of the framework and standards that support the DTF. It is the words of ISECA. You can measure your organization's performance against DTF. Maybe you started a project, you started your program to create a digital trust environment with using DTF, frameworks, because we now have implementation guide of DTEF. After a while, you can check, you can analyze your maturity level, your maybe
Yes.
in the processes, you can capability levels of the process with the help of SCOBI's program management approaches. And you can also continually improve digital trust environment by using COVID-19 implementation roadmap. And lastly, COBIT is a framework that can be a reference when creating a governance structure for digital trust environment. Here we have some mechanisms. Sorry, I created my own, design, and in the left side you see the mechanisms COBIT introduces us, and you see the numbers close to these mechanisms. First, we have goals cascade. Goals cascade starts with stakeholder initiatives, drivers, motivations. With this motivation, you try to reach the governance and management objectives. If our clients wants to have a strong, trustable relationship with us, we can use proper proper objective governance and management objectives, and we can increase our processes according to this. This will help us. For example, in COBIT governance and management objectives, we have manage risk, manage security, manage compliance, or you can have some other objectives with uh, uh, performance assessments. It doesn't just provide you increase your risk management capability. It also shows you how to do it, because there are some uh, process purposes, subtasks, KRI, KPI, race matrices. It provides you the ready to use race matrix, but it just have race matrix responsibility and accountability roles. It also provides you from which standard or framework you can use in applying, these objectives. We have, in secondly, we have focus areas. Maybe after a while we will see, I'm guessing, I have an idea about it, but we have already now small and medium enterprises focus area COBIT governance system, for cybersecurity risk. But maybe after a while, ISACA will announce that it creates a digital trust COBIT focus area. What is focus area? ISACA provides you ready to use COBIT implementation for specific area.
Yes.
If you are, for example, dealing with digital transformation, there is a specific COBIT implementation, and it is called digital transformation focus area. Maybe after a while we will see digital trust focus area. In the third line, we see I forgot I couldn't design factors. Yes, design factors. We already have 11 design factors, but the number of design factors unlimited, because sometimes you can create your own design factors. In some companies where I am providing consultancy, after analyzing their system, I create my own design factors for this company to use to implement COBIT. And with this design, with the help of design factors, I can also define in which area I should focus on. For example, in the design factors, we have high risk and low risk business environments.
Yes.
With the help of this, sorry, go on. I guess you have a question.
Yes, I do actually, because I look at this slide and I understand it just because I am so sort of familiar with the COBIT framework. But then, if I had to take a look at it from a non-initiated perspective of somebody who would be a business user, believing that they need or they want to implement COBIT, they see 6 steps and they might find it challenging in practical
Okay.
implementation.
This is not 6 steps. I have to tell this. These are
Yes.
mechanisms.
Yes.
These are mechanisms provided by ISACA. Please go on.
And then, nevertheless, from your experience, what are, if any, the challenges of implementation of the framework? Because it is holistic, but who says holistic might also say slightly complex.
Yeah. Okay. Here we have some, again, mechanisms for it. For example, yes, it seems a little bit complex because we have 4 guidelines to understand what is COBIT, what it provides. For my experience, at the beginning, it was very hard to understand, but after a while, I went with the certifications. It helped me a lot, because human mind, when you had a target, became easy to understand the reality. And the second, after gaining the certifications, I started to provide trainings. It helped me a lot again. But the reality in the field, when I first made my consultancy for COBIT, I learned again lots of new things about COBIT. For this thing, yes, I advise you to first go with certifications, because with a concrete target, it becomes easier to learn something, and then go with consultants or maybe training. In COBIT, we have, as you see in the 5th and 6th, we have design workflow, and in the 6th there is implementation life cycle. With the design workflow, COBIT helps, or COBIT provides us the opportunity to create our own tailored governance system with using these design factors. But after we design our own governance system, with the help of the implementation lifecycle, I will explain more about it after this slide. You can implement the system in 7 steps incremental process, and
Okay.
it doesn't say you will make it perfect in the first attempt. You will first try it, you will upgrade your maturity level, and you will check, you will analyze the results, and you should start again and again. And maybe if you don't have any question about this slide, I can move on. What do you think?
I don't have a question. I would like just to highlight one important concept is that oftentimes companies take non-systematic approach to their IT security and their IT risk management. And all while that non-systematic approach comes from the lack of clarity in my understanding of things. And then all while helping you to gain that clarity of how your own business is organized, you can and COBIT helps with that. You can only make yourself this way. So if one as a company decides to reach a higher level of maturity of their business from the IT and information security perspective, then definitely go for COBIT, use it. It will pave the road just before you. But don't expect that it will solve all the problems if you just say, oh, it's too complex. I hire a consultant and I don't want to understand anything about that. Learning is not optional. You need to understand what your business is about.
Yes, that's very true. That's very true. By the way, also COBIT provides COBIT X an umbrella framework.
Yes.
Sometimes, maybe for someone, COBIT is complex, but I love it, and it is very easy for me to use. And COBIT also provides you guidance in which step in which step you can use which framework to improve your skills or processes. For example, you mentioned about cybersecurity, and maybe you have some problems or you have some concerns about cloud security, because we are now
Yes.
using lots of cloud services in our organizations, and COBIT also helps you to use how to use or provide guidance how to use cloud control metrics. As you know, Cloud Security Alliance is a very strong organization providing
Yes.
some certificates and frameworks about cloud, and cloud control matrix is the one of the best products of Cloud Security Alliance. And COBIT also helps you to understand how to use cloud control matrix in your cloud environment.
That makes it actually very usable, and this maintains also its quality as being the universal language. So the framework as such is very mature. What we haven't told to our listeners, especially for those who are not yet well acquainted with the framework, is the origins of this framework. Could you please touch a tiny word on when COBIT was first created and what was the evolution?
Oh, okay. It's a hard question because I not get ready for it, but I will try my best. Okay, COBIT is almost 30 years old framework.
Yes,
It's very old, and it
yes,
first started for a pain point. As I remember, it's a pain point for financial auditors. First,
yes,
financial audit was doing their financial auditors were doing their best, their job in a peace environment, because IT was not widespread as it is nowadays. So it was uh, uh, it it was not very. They were facing with financial stuff, but after a while, businesses started to use widely the information and technology. They faced with a problem. They they did not know that environment very well. So ISACA helped them in this issue with creating COBIT. COBIT at the beginning was helping them to show the control environments of information technology. After a while, it provided some assurance, assurance guidance, risk management, and with the COBIT 4.1, because it has 1, 2, 3, it went on. It fourth COBIT with COBIT 4.1, it became very famous. For example, in Turkey, like till 5 years before, COBIT 4.1 was the main framework for banking organization, and it helped a lot to increase our maturity level, the banking sector's maturity level in information technology and cybersecurity. And nowadays, again, Turkish financial sector is strong because of this process. And after COBIT 4.1, ISACA made a great change and introduced COBIT 5 with emphasizing more on governance. COBIT
Yes,
5
indeed.
again was a great approach. Then announced COBIT 2019, and with the 2019, it changed. It made some dramatic change for the concepts and approaches. Now we have, for example, a guideline with mechanisms to turn COBIT generic framework into a tailored framework for every organization. Because you have some mechanism, as I explained, there is a design workflow. With the help of design workflow, you have some Excels. You fill the information in these Excels. It provides you a solution, and it provides a result. And ISACA tells that you don't need to apply all the governance and management objectives. Choose one most applicable for your organization, 10 or 15 governance and object, and focus on with for your upgrading. And now we have the COBIT last version with this mechanism, and it also helps us in digital transformation era. You can be
Okay.
part of change with the help of COBIT.
Okay, who it is widespread, and especially with what you have just said, we are sure that it is well tested, well established framework that has already proven itself. But then somebody needs to implement this framework within the company. Who is the driving force, or who should be the driving force of the implementation of COBIT?
Oh, this is the question I nowadays receive a lot. Today, I was providing a training for COBIT again. Again, that one of the clients was from Belgium too. There were some other clients from all over the world, and they asked me that question again. And it is very hard to respond because the size of organization is very different nowadays. You cannot see a specific organization. There are financial institutions, startup organizations, retailer companies, different organizations. I guess for COBIT, there is a missing point in here. General people think COBIT is an IT framework. No, it's a business framework.
Indeed.
So for my understanding, someone who has high level, look for the organization should have the responsibility, and risk management departments is perfect because they know lots of stuff about their companies, their processes, risk, inputs, outputs, so they can lead for this kind of transformation. And in COBIT transformation, it cannot be um, in responsibility of just one department. They should be
Okay,
maybe a
but then
committee.
what's the role of leadership in implementation?
In the senior management board.
Yes,
I mean, what do you
yes,
mean? Yes, without this, as you know, without their support, you will not able to succeed it, because COBIT mainly start with governance, right? First,
yes.
it claims you should first know your stakeholders, their value, benefits, expectations, and if you can deliver this expectation benefit with them, so this is the responsibility of senior management, the board. So they
I
should
love what
help.
you have just said because what you are saying is that to implement COBIT, senior management should be able to be aware and to make the relative people in roles aware of the context, stakeholders, requirements, internal and external objectives, and so on. But all those are not only COBIT elements, all
Yeah,
those are also digital trust elements.
that's very true. That's very true. I mean, if we check other kind of frameworks, even ISO 27000 or other ISO certifications, we all see there should be a management level tasks and there should be government level task. For digital trust environment, first we should have buy-in or governance, level. Without their understanding, without their acceptance of change, and without their source support, we will not able to achieve this. Maybe
Okay.
you can have. Okay, go on.
Oh, sorry to interrupt you.
No, no
Actually,
problem.
I find it every single word that you're saying has tremendous value. Why I'm interrupting you? We are 8 minutes before the end, so I leave couple of
Yeah.
minutes for the Q&A. But before that, I have two very blitz questions to you. So people who are watching us and people who are listening to us, take your keyboards and type your questions while I'm asking my two blitz questions to Gokhan. And the first quick question would be would be very practical. Imagine today, and now everybody is expecting me to say that we're living in the fast-paced world. We're living in the fast-paced world, but we're living in a world where we can basically and we cannot anymore trust our five senses, because with AI we can have deep fakes that would mimic
Oh no,
our
AI
voice.
question is coming.
Yeah, yes, it is. We can mimic our voice, appearance, and pretty much create your complete clone with the message of somebody else. How
Yeah.
can COBIT deal with that situation?
Okay, it's a good question. A few weeks before I love COBIT certifications, by the way, and I have a couple of certifications, and I gained lastly AI fundamentals of ISECA. In this certification, during my preparation, I saw a passage about COBIT and AI. It says directly, ISECA provides the answer. It says directly that COBIT is not created for AI, but it has the mechanisms to answer these emerging technology issues. With the mechanisms of COBIT, like risk management, compliance, ethic, you can answer the problems occurring from AI side. We are now facing with incremental, very important technology, and some companies wants to be part of and use this technology because they believe it will help them to change their business model. But some companies are, followers. They just want to see the risk, ethical problems. If what are people doing with AI. So with the help of COBIT, because COBIT provides us to align IT with business, objectives. First, why do I need AI? How AI will help me in this objective, specific objective? What can, what kind of opportunities may I catch with the AI, or what kind of compliance problem may I face with AI? COBIT will provide a disciplined approach to answer this question. It provides a, how can I explain, an sometimes it is not easy for me to find the right English word. It
Yes,
provides
it
us a
is.
documentation to
Yes.
analyze this in a proper way.
It streamlines a lot of analysis work that should be done on this subject. That one I totally agree on, except for the governance. What other parts of COBIT may be used to deal with AI?
Yes, governance issue. It because helps us to create strong governance structures.
Okay. I guess I will have to wrap up the AI question and change my second question with a question we have received from the audience. And this one is, what is the most applicable size of company
To
to
apply
apply COBIT framework?
again, again, COVID
Yes.
provides, again provides a COVID, or ISACA provides the answer of this. In the COVID design factor, ISACA tells us there are two types of organizations: small and big one. Big one. If the companies, the employee numbers is 50 to
Yes.
250, it is small organizations. So
Yes.
less than 50, is my understanding, you will not able to easily use COBIT. But more than 50, you will able to use the COBIT framework. But maybe this is the most this is the only area I have some concerns about COBIT, because nowadays, to categorize a company big or small according to number of employees, not good, because it should be categorization about the volume of the transactions. It's my understanding. Some small organizations are doing extremely big transactions when you compare with some other. For example, as I mentioned you, I work in blockchain crypto asset service provider. The volume of transaction was enormous, maybe bigger, maybe big than a banking organization, but the number of employees were very small if I compare with a banking organization.
And you could still use COBIT. I also believe
Yeah,
that that exact notion of 50 plus was more a guidance, a very generic guidance rather than the golden rule, for one simple reason. In COBIT 5, there was a specific section which was provided on application to SMEs. And then it was COBIT 2019 that suddenly didn't have it as a specific section. But let's face the reality, the knowledge is still there and it's just incorporated within. You pick up what the objectives that serve you the most, and then you cascade them in a
that's
logical
very
way.
true. That's
Uh,
very true.
I love absolutely the insights of this discussion, and I totally believe it will not be enough to discuss all the benefits of COBIT implementation. Neither would it be enough to uh, outline the importance of fostering the digital trust, but we suddenly have to wrap up at this point. So, first of all, I would like to thank you for those valuable insights,
Thank you,
and I'll let
Tanya.
you to provide your closing remarks.
Uh, uh, nowadays there are lots of important changes in our business life, and the trust issue is very important with creating a good connection with our client. Now, Isaka is doing great job with emphasizing about this topic, creating lots of documentation content about digital trust, and maybe for some, because of being very new digital trust environment framework, it will be not, maybe it will not easy for people to easily use it. But now, if you have an understanding of COBIT, it will be a good start point for creating this digital environment with the help of already be used to apply, not conduct. So please increase our relation communication in this topic to inform each other. Thank you for attending this night to our webinar, and thank you for great moderating, Tania.
Thank you for having me here on stage. People listening us or people watching the recording, don't hesitate. Shoot your questions on LinkedIn. We are waiting for them.
Yes. Have a great night.
Bye, everybody.